Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Florida Panthers Daily. Your host Jacob Williams here. This is the spot for everything Florida Panthers related. Another daily episode for you. The NHL this upcoming year is installing a salary cap for the playoffs. Again, this is starting in 2026, and it's really interesting because there's been a lot of teams, including the Panthers, the Lightning, the Vegas Golden Knights, in recent years that have taken advantage of the injured reserve, you could say, to help build their team up for the playoffs. And then once the playoffs start, there's no salary cap, so you don't have an issue. What this is going to do is this is going to affect specifically the Florida Panthers and other teams, the where they're not going to be able to use that injured reserve to kind of get them through until they get to the playoffs like they did last year. Like, for example, last year, we had Kachuk on the injured reserve. We were able to sign Marchand. And then when we got to the playoffs, we were over the cap for the regular season, but it was okay because we were in the playoffs. There's no salary cap. This year, there is going to be a salary cap. So look for the Panthers to make some sort of a move before the playoffs, specifically when Kachuk gets back from his injury, in regards to moving some pieces to get under the cap. Big news. This is going to hurt the Panthers in a negative way, but it's something that the NHL feels like is overall going to be best for the entire league. I would agree, but it's very interesting. Sucks as a Panthers fan because I know we have a lot of great talent, and unfortunately, there's just going to be some guys that are either going to have to be traded, be waived. Something's going to happen to clear up some cap space. So, really interesting. This is just recent breaking news, but there will be a salary cap for the playoffs, and that's going to be starting in 2026 for the playoffs this year. Next thing is Battle of Florida rivalry. Is it the best in the NHL? I think it's a really great question. I know some of the rivalries right now, as you could look at Florida and Edmonton. Florida and Boston's a good rivalry. Toronto and Boston the past couple of years. You could say Edmonton in Los Angeles, the Kings. They went and they played in the playoffs 4 straight years in a row. You can look at Edmonton and Dallas. They've battled in the Western Conference Finals, but it's really hard to look and see a rivalry that, number one, is as close as the Florida Panthers are to the Tampa Bay Lightning. You're having two teams play in the same state, but also the amount of winning that both of these teams has done or have done within the past 6 years. So in the past 6 years, they've been to 6 Stanley Cup championships and have won 4 of them combined, these two teams. Also within the close proximity, we play the Lightning a lot. They play us because we're in the same division. There's a lot of hatred. And the reason why I'm bringing this topic up is because Jake Gensel, forward for the Lightning, was recently asked, did he ever receive an apology for the hit that Matthew Tkachuk had on him? They're going to be playing in the Olympics together in the postseason. He said he had not received an apology. I don't think Matthew Tkachuk really cares or is apologetic at all for the hit that he had on Gensel. I think it's funny because as a Panthers fan, as a Floridian, this is for sure, the Lightning are for sure the biggest rival of the Panthers, and the Panthers are the biggest rival of the Lightning. They both are really the biggest hurdles that are in each other's way of reaching the Stanley Cup, and it's so fun because we have to play them so early and they have to play us. But it was funny when Kachuk went and said he doesn't think it's a rivalry, and it's like, man, before you got here, we could not beat this team. That was the only team anybody ever talked about in the state with hockey. Now it's changed a little bit, but it's for sure a rivalry. And in my opinion, I think it's probably the best rivalry in the entire NHL right now, just because of how much the two teams have won, the close proximity that they have to each other. But no, Battle of Florida, it's going to be exciting for the next few years. Tampa, similar to the Florida Panthers, is built to win now and in the future, and it's super exciting to see these matchups. Super excited to see them. I make sure to always go to at least one of these games every single year. So yeah. Now, let's move on to our next topic. Next topic is Kobe Mayo. Don't know if you know him. He is a player for the Baltimore Orioles, baseball player. Sorry, I couldn't get the word Orioles out. And they went and recently Major League Baseball had their Players Weekend. So for Players Weekend, they get to go and wear custom cleats. They get to design their bats in different colors and in different designs. Super cool by Kobe May. If you guys haven't seen him, go check him out. He's a huge Florida Panthers fan. Went and had Florida Panthers custom cleats made for him to wear that he wore in a game. He actually hit a home run in the cleats. Super cool cleats. If you guys haven't seen a picture, you can go to the Orioles social media or Panthers social media, or just search in Kobe Mayo Panthers cleats. You'll see them. Super cool. If you guys haven't checked them out, make sure you guys do. And Kobe, go Cats, man. Hopefully one day you'll watch one of these episodes. But yeah, if you guys want to, after you guys are done checking out the cleats, just go and put in the comments below what you think of the cleats. Do you think they're cool? Do you think, okay, maybe they're a little too much? Would love to know your comments below. Now, moving on to our final topic of the video, and that is the best start in team history. So what this is for Matthew Tkachuk, is this the best start that we've seen a specific player had in their career? It's really interesting when you take of it, is Matthew Tkachuk, his 3 years that he's been on the Florida Panthers, all he's done is go to the Stanley Cup final. He's won 2 of them in 211 games played. He scored 254 points. And I really think that out of any team or any player who's joined a team, this is probably the best start that you could have to a tenure at that team, really, ever, I think. Matthew Tkachuk is the face of the Florida Panthers. He's really becoming the face of the NHL. And it's really exciting to see how much he's grown and just the positive impact not only he's had on the team, but the team's had on his career. I think it's a perfect marriage, the best trade in NHL history for both sides. So yes, Matthew Tkachuk, I think his start to his tenure as a Florida Panther, for sure in the NHL, at least I can remember, of a player joining a team, and potentially maybe all in sports. Best 3 years, best start. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching another episode of Florida Panthers Daily. If you guys can, hit that like and subscribe button, and I will be seeing you guys again soon.